So that brand you're trying to build is never going to be a real brand unless you start taking things seriously right now. And if you're even hesitating on whether or not you have the time or money to start an e-commerce business, you might as well not even start in the first place. You have to be willing to sacrifice everything and literally be obsessed with making this work. In this video, I'm gonna share with you guys the key things I've learned after generating millions of dollars in revenue and accumulating over 150,000 customers on the Shopify platform for my e-commerce brands. Now, just trying to build a Shopify brand, I lost a lot of money, wasted a ton of time, and made a bunch of silly mistakes. I'm still learning every single day, but those major setbacks helped me get to where I'm at to this day. You know how they say the customer always comes first? Well, that might as well be true if you're trying to build up a sustainable long-term business. But if you want to act like the rest of the dropshippers that just repurpose TikToks, make a whatever website, and simply act as the middleman from AliExpress to the customer, go ahead. I'm just going to warn you that you're probably going to ruin your entire seller reputation. You might not ever be able to run Facebook ads again, and you're likely going to get your Shopify account shut down. Unfortunately, customers have a lot of leverage when it comes to hurting a business by simply writing a review, a bad review, or filing a chargeback with their bank or PayPal. And thanks to the implementation of the Facebook feedback score, each account that plans to run ads will get a score out of 5. Your score refreshes every week or so, and if at any point it gets below a 2, the cost to run ads starts to increase, and if it gets below a 1, you will never be able to run ads on that page ever again. So this is a measure to keep close attention to. Your score is reflected by 3 categories: shipping speed, product quality, and customer service. Believe it or not, agencies have actually been made to help you increase your Facebook feedback score. Yeah, that sounds very sketchy. I would suggest just doing it the right way. With all that being said, the best way to avoid any of these issues that might arise from the following is to just put the customer first. Let's cover customer service and some things you can start doing with your brand. Usually customer service has everything to do with the communication with someone who has purchased from you or has interest in your brand. One thing I highly suggest to start using your brain power more efficiently is to outsource the busy work so you can work on the conceptual work. Email and Instagram DM will generally be your primary form of communication with your customers, so going out to websites like Fiverr and Upwork and hiring a virtual assistant for $4 to $5 an hour will be in your best interest to save time on those tedious tasks. But keep in mind, you should probably give it a day or two to train your VA to make sure that they have a list of scripts and proper instructions to know exactly what they need to be doing for you to save as much time as possible. So I'm gonna put this out there in reference to my brand. If anyone asks me for a refund or they say that they haven't received the product, I usually give a partial or a full refund. It saves me the hassle of having to deal with a crazy customer, and even if they are trying to scam me, it might be 0.1% of my orders, so I'm fine with losing a few $100s for the reputation of my brand. Next measure and advice to cover is product quality. This doesn't only refer to the product itself, but also the way in which the product comes to the customer. No one wants to pay their hard-earned money to receive a white box with Chinese lettering. The perceived big investment in custom packaging may come from having to pay out good graphic designers, 3D artists, and the physical unit you'll have to purchase from your manufacturer. You may not realize it, but the little things go far, and in this case, really far. Custom packaging immensely increases the credibility of your brand. If the videos you shoot have the custom packaging of your brand and that aligns with the boxes on your product page, people won't even think twice when buying from your website, overall increasing your conversion rate. One thing I learned in business is that you can't go cheap. If you go cheap, it always ends up biting you in the back, and you end up losing more money, and you might not even be able to recover from it because you were a bit stingy and wanted to save a few dollars. Don't even think about scaling your product until you have received the physical unit and you can prove that it functions effectively. This leads me on to the next topic of not rushing the process. The second you start to see some success, it's going to be very tempting to start to scale by increasing your budgets and posting more organic content. And believe it or not, this is exactly what you do not want to be doing. I've made the same mistakes. You'll save yourself time and your seller reputation if you just have a bit of patience. Let's just make up a hypothetical scenario if you were to rush the process. So let's imagine you're in the testing phase of your product and you get your first viral video. The money's coming in and the ads are performing well. You're getting hundreds of sales per week and you continue to scale up. resulting in a ton more volume. So now you've accumulated a few thousand orders, but you're still using that AliExpress link with 30+ day shipping times and that Chinese box. The website has no custom design, simply using a free theme. You've imported tracking numbers from AliExpress, a few weeks have passed, and your emails are starting to blow up with people that are furious for why their product has not arrived. You can't handle the amount of emails that are coming in, and 10 to 15% of people are filing chargebacks with their bank and PayPal. If you get a high number of these disputes, the payment processor will deem your account a high-risk account, and in that case, they'll hold a reserve which you cannot touch for over 6 months. So you've already paid your supplier for your product and your shipping costs, and you might have even spent money on Facebook and Instagram ads, and now you can't take out the money that you got from your customers. And on top of that, people are now getting surveys about the buying experience with your brand. And remember, if enough people have a bad experience, the cost to run ads will start to increase. And if it gets below a 1, you won't be able to run ads on that page ever again. Clearly, it's just a domino effect of bad things to come. This is exactly what I try to tell you guys to avoid, to test a product to see if it works. If it works, get ready to legitimize with faster shipping lines, maybe a fulfillment center, nice custom packaging, and VAs to cover the customer support. For those wanting to make fast cash and exit quickly, you're honestly better off going to the casino, and that's completely fine. You guys have your own life goals. But if you want to build something sustainable, you need to make a positive imprint on those you're providing for. Whether that be a service or a product, if you want people to come back and talk about their positive experience with purchasing from your brand, you need to think carefully about how you can differentiate. Focus on providing value, not just the sole intention of acquiring more money. Then the rest will come. Well, that pretty much wraps it up for everything I wanted to cover in this video. If you made it to the end, kudos to you. I'd appreciate if you smashed that like button. And if you guys have any suggestions, any comments, feel free to drop them in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe. Continue to post new content. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.